Welcome to Speedy Walkthroughs, where we show just the important stuff to beating the game. For first time viewers, this will look different to a normal walkthrough. It will show just the essentials, so you don't need to spend a long time watching this video. Today we're playing Metroid Zero Mission. This is sort of a remake of Metroid 1, but it's quite different in a lot of its progression and item collection. So I'll be walking through how to play the game today and how to get 100% of all the items you can get. Before we get stuck into it, if you do end up finding this video useful, please consider subscribing to keep up to date, as it does help out the channel a whole bunch. Alright, so when we start out the game, you're going to come to this area. It looks very similar to how I did in Metroid 1. You're going to go left and you're going to grab the morph ball. So all you need to do is just touch the item there, and then whenever you double tap down on the D-pad, you're going to get into a morph ball. Alright, so basic controls in this game: you can morph ball like that if you want to, you can shoot with the B button, you can jump with the A button. There isn't really a run button in this game, you sort of just run automatically, so that's handy. A bit easier than some of the other Metroid games in that series there. Once you get the morph ball, you just want to go to the right. There's not a whole lot you can do in this area yet, apart from just go to the right here. You'll morph ball into this thing, and then that's going to show you where you need to progress to next in the game. Alright, once you're out of that, you want to go through this door and sort of head up through this passageway here. So just make your way up gradually. These enemies, if you do run short on health, you can kill the enemies, or you can just ignore them for now. Also, enemies may drop missiles when we get those, so you'll want to stock up on missiles there. Basically, you just want to duck and shoot the little bricks out from that little section there, and then we're going to grab the long beam through this door. Once you grab the long beam, you can morph ball into that little statue's hand, and that will restore your health and stuff, or you can just move on to this section here. So we're heading to the right up here, and then we're going to go into this room. For whatever reason, going into this room itself unlocks the next area of the game for you, so you have to go and look at those statues. Those two statues, if you beat both the bosses in the game, they'll open up to the final area. Well, sort of the final area. Alright, you want to get to this statue and just morph ball into it. Now once that statue's done, you can jump out and head through the door to the right here. Alright, we're going to head back down here, and then you want to morph through that section. So we're going to head to the right now and then drop down. Drop pretty much all the way down here and then go to the right. Got a couple goodies to grab in this room. We're going to be grabbing the missiles, which is very useful. So with your missiles, you have to just hold the R button and shoot to use the missiles. It's not like other games in the series where you select them. And then you just want to take down this boss as best you can. So shoot it in the eye with missiles. And at this point, if you ever have less than your total number of missiles, probably what you want to be doing is going and grabbing any missiles to power yourself up. It's good to have 5 missiles here because you'll never know when you need them. Anyway, morph ball through that section, head out through this door to the right here, and then you want to just keep progressing through this room. There's a little secret wall there, so you can jump up through that bit and get more missiles. Now we can carry 10. Every time you grab a missile tank there, you're going to get 5 missiles. Now earlier we did pick up the charge beam, and what that lets us do is charge our beam. So you have to hold the shoot button there and then let go of it whenever you want to attack there. There's a little cheeky missile tank in there, and then we got an energy, missile power up, and then we got an energy tank there. So keep progressing through to the right here. Drop down, and we're going to head to the left here. We'll get the map for this area. If you're following this walkthrough, you probably don't need the map, but it's there just in case you did want it. One thing that I also won't be doing in this walkthrough is going into all the save rooms. So if you see any on the map with a little S there, it's definitely worth saving if you're playing this game normally, so that if you die, you're just going to come back to that save room or whatever. I'm fairly sure the save rooms restore your health as well, so that's another thing that's good about them. After this statue, you just want to bomb through the floor and head behind the statue room. That gives you this missile here, and then you can just head back through and out. Alright, it's going to morph ball through this section, and you sort of have to kill all the enemies in this room. You might notice the door there is grey until you kill all the enemies, in which case it flashes different colours and you can actually get through. So if you ever see a grey door, that's what it means. It means you got to kill all the enemies in the room. So we're going to head back through this room that we sort of came through before, and make our way out the left door here, and then we're going to morph ball and bomb down here. One little thing to mention about the bombs in the morph ball, you can bomb jump with them, so that's when you lay a bomb and it bounces you up in the air. That can help you navigate your way around with the morph ball and stuff. Alright, so we're just going to get into that statue there, might restore our health a little bit, then we're just going to head out. And just make your way sort of up through this section here now. Bomb through that to get rid of those bricks. And then continue your way left. Alright, now we're going to fall down this little section here. And there's a little missile there. You can sort of morph ball off the edge and then roll through to get that one. Just head back up through this section now. Can be a little bit frustrating to navigate, but there we go. And then we're just going to head back to the left. Alright, climbing up in this little corridor here, trying to avoid enemies where we can. Going to head through this door to the right. And these things here, if you shoot them, they'll change between up and down. So you want to just put them both up to roll under them. Get into the little top corridor here, and then go through the door. There's a little save point here if you want to use it. And then we got a missile power up. Now what we're going to do really is just head back through here. Not really a whole lot else we can do in this section yet until we come back a little bit later with some more power-ups. So you'll notice the premise of the game is you're going to be unlocking power-ups and stuff, and then just new areas will open up as you get more power-ups. Sort of the route that I'm taking through this, we're going to be very well leveled up for all the sections. It might not be the quickest route through the game in terms of, you know, minimizing backtracking, but you're going to have a lot of power-ups fairly early on if you follow this route exactly. Alright, heading down the little lift here, we're going to go into Norfair. So this is sort of a new section. Right, we'll make our way down here. And just go through the left door. And there's a little missile tank to pick up there. So you can bomb jump up to that missile tank. That's going to be the easiest way to get it for now. The spacing can be a little bit funky on it, but that's how you do it. If you need to, you can come back later. You do get a little jumping ability out of the morphball later on. So that is one option, but the bomb jumping is probably a good thing to practice and get used to anyway. So we're going to be going into Kraid area, that's sort of the water area, and if you just bomb through this section here, you'll get missiles again. Very good stuff. We're just going to head out. Wait for that brick to respawn, and then we head up and left. We're in the Chozo ruins now, so you just want to bomb through this section here and head to the right. And then we've got this unknown item. So the unknown items will be, well, unknown for a while. And then eventually we'll get to a point in the game where all of them actually reveal themselves to the real items they are. And those items are very good, so definitely worth getting those when you can. Alright, bombing up through here. And then we're going to go into this thing's mouth, or whatever it is. We'll just fall down through this section and grab a little item in here. So if we take that same path that I'm getting, we get the power grip. And that lets us actually hang from ledges and stuff. So that's going to be really useful for navigating around. This little statue will come up and you have to climb up the platforms on it. Or you can just like wall jump up like I did there. But then just head to the left and you make your way out of these ruins here. You'll see the power grip coming in handy as well. The controls are a little bit janky on it. You have to like press up to get off the ledge, but you'll get used to it pretty quickly. You can fall into Samus's ship there and that will restore your health if you need to. And just make your way through here. Alrighty, we'll make our way down into Norfair again. And then we got our power grip here, so we can sort of make our way up past that little section that we couldn't get past before. You probably could get past it with like bomb jumps or something, but it's not really worth doing it. You might as well get the power grip. There's another missile tank, so that's always good news. And we're just going to head back out of this room. What you want to do is just head up here. And then just ledge crab through that little section. Alright, we're sort of heading back to the right here, and this is going to take us back to that original elevator that brought us down to Norfair, but we're going to go to the right of that elevator now. So just jump up on these ledges here. And then just progress through to the right here. And we'll make our way up from this little room. Alright, so we get the ice beam there. So the ice beam is a really good item in the Metroid series. Essentially, it'll freeze enemies where they are, and then you can jump on the enemies and use them as platforms, much like I did with that enemy there. You can then wall jump up here. So to wall jump, pretty much what you can do is just jump at the wall and then press left. Well, press away from the wall and then hit jump and then just go back into the wall. That section I went up there with wall jumps, you can do with ice beams, just so you're aware. But knowing about wall jumps makes a lot of stuff a lot easier in this game. Alright, so we're just going to head through this door here. And we get another missile tank. Very good news. Alright, so we fell through the crumbling blocks in the floor there. Those crumbling blocks are pretty much one way, so once you fall down them, you can't go back up through them. Unless you sort of come to them from above from another room. Alright, progressing left through this room now. And we're just going to head out. And pretty much we're done in this area for now, so we're just going to head back up this lift. Once you go out the lift, just come out into this room and continue heading to the left here. And out the door, we're then going to head up this bit. Alright, now we're just going to continue heading up through this little shaft thing here, and we're just going to keep going. Now we've got Ice Beam, we can actually progress up through this section and just grab this missile tank here. And then you can sort of bomb your way down here. And then you get into this corridor, which might look familiar from before. You can then ice that enemy to get into this section. You can see we're unlocking a whole bunch of new items now that we have the Ice Beam, which is really good. Fall through these one-way blocks. Fall through these one-way blocks, and then you get yourself to a missile. Fall through these one-way blocks. You'll see a super missile behind there, but we couldn't really get that yet. You can bomb down here and then sort of grab the ledge up here to grab that missile. You might notice that little symbol there was the speed symbol, so we haven't got the speedy shoes yet, so we'll get that later. Now up here there's a little energy tank. I've bomb jumped up to it, but I think the intended way is to freeze the enemies using the Ice Beam, so you can try that if you're having trouble bomb jumping up to that energy tank. You can bomb through here and get into this little thing, and that will sort of shoot you up. I think you need to bomb it to get it to fire you upwards though, so just be aware of that. We're just going to head down the elevator here and into Kraid's lair. So we're going to the left here into the save room, but you can sort of bomb jump up into this wall and progress through left to get a missile. We're done with this little section, so we just bomb jump back past the save room. Okay, so you want to head through this door. Any red doors, I don't think I mentioned it before, but you need missiles to open. And then we progress through to the right. We got this other little shooty thing that shoots you upwards, and then you can grab this missile here. Then the next thing we need to do is literally use it again right away. So there it is. And then we just head left through this door. Alrighty, so we go through this little secret passage here, and then we can morph ball into this thing. So that brings that little grabby over thing over to us. We're going to be seeing a lot of those in the near future. Alright, so just head down and out this door. We have another grabby thing. Now this thing here, I'm sort of using the charge shot on when I can. So you wait on the platform so that it actually attacks towards you, and then you can have a charge shot ready to go and you can hit it. If this doesn't work, missiles might be effective, like I was sort of using their missiles a little bit. And there we go. That thing drops a lot of missiles as well, so that'll be quite useful for you. Alright, we're just going to head through here and grab this little missile power up. If you're following along, you can sort of have the same number of missiles that I have here. It's a bit hard to see what the cap is at any given time, but whenever I get a missile refill, just make sure you're hitting the same numbers. Same as energy tanks. If you're following along, hopefully you have these 3 red energy tanks here. Alrighty, dropping down here. Alright, now those things pretty much need missiles to beat. And this room you need to beat all the enemies to get through the door. So make sure you're actually killing all these. There we go. You can bomb jump up there and get through the missiles. Drop down through the one-way blocks and drop down through that. That lava down there is actually fake, so you can just go straight through it. It's kind of weird. Anyway, this little chute, you can go down. And then you just want to go up and right through this little bit. We're getting another unknown item. Just remember those unknown items are quite good, so make sure you're grabbing those as I'm grabbing those. If you're following along, you should have 105 missiles as a maximum now. Alright, up through here. You can kill those enemies if you want, or just try and run through. And we'll sort of make our way up to this door here. This eye takes a missile to beat, so just be aware of that. And then we're going to come up against Kraid. So with the Kraid fight, you want to shoot missiles at his face to open up his mouth, and then you just want to shoot missiles into the mouth itself. That's how you do damage. It can be a little bit tricky to line them up, but once you get used to it, you should be able to get a few in and finish Kraid off. There we go. You'll notice that one of these faces lights up, and that's because, well, the path to the end of the game is pretty much opening. I keep saying end of the game, but it's not the end of the game behind that. It was in Metroid 1. Alright, so now we got this speed booster and the game is about to get very, very spicy. So speed booster, what you can do is charge up something called a shine spark. And with the shine spark, you run like this, and then if you duck, you'll be able to sort of like zoom sum us in any of the 8 directions. So you sort of like left, right, up, and any of the diagonals you can go. And shine spark is going to be used all over the place in this game. There's often like puzzles involving shine spark and exactly how to manage it, but I'll deal with those as we get to them. Alright, just grabbing that little bit there. And making our way up through this door. So we can grab this little hooky thing to get over. Roll through there. And we're in here. Alright, continue through to the left. We got a map room, so now we can actually fill out the map of this area, even though we're almost done in this area. Alright, so we need to bomb up there and then just go flying. Now this thing can be a little bit tricky. You can sort of bomb jump up there to get that, or you can grab the hooky bit to get across from the other side of the room. It's up to you. Alright, making your way through this little section here. Grab that thing to make it across. And then we're going to head down and to the right. So you can see there I've charged up a shine spark. That was just something a little silly to get across. What you need to do here is you want to bomb through these bits to get these bits open. And then hit that thing. And then you get into a morph ball to come across. If you're not in a morph ball, that won't work. So then just leave this room and make your way across through here. Alright, and then we're just going to make our way back up and through this missile door. Remember, those red ones will require missiles to get through. Shine spark across this gap, and then we get that energy tank. Beautiful stuff. So you can hit that red orb to bring the little grabby bit across, and then just make your way back to the left. Alright, back up through the elevator. Alright, so after a fancy cutscene, you come up the lift, and then we're going to go to the right. You morph ball into this thing, and you'll sort of see where to go next. Norfair, apparently, even though we've already been there. And then that statue will sort of lie down. So we've restored our weapons, and then we're going to head to the left out of this section, and we're sort of going to start heading towards a Norfair. So as of now, this has pretty much followed the progression of the original Metroid one, but it will branch out quite a bit a little bit later. Alrighty, so pretty much just go up this section. We can go to the right through here. It's a little shortcut to get through this little bit, really. Yeah, we're backtracking all through rooms that we've been into already, so we're not going to find much new in these rooms here. And then down the elevator. So we're in Norfair now, we're just going to head down. Then we just make our way through this room. I believe you can get through this room with the speed booster a lot quicker. There's like blocks that break when you have the speed booster. And you'll notice we fell down into this other room here. That's because we now have the speed booster. And then similarly, we fell down there because we ran across the speedy blocks with the speed booster. So the speed booster is used to solve various puzzles and like break blocks and get to new areas and stuff. We get the high jump boots, which should unsurprisingly give us a high jump. And then we're going to head out of this section. Now we've got high jump, we can sort of grab that ledge there and make our way downwards. And we're going to go through this door here. Go into this little statue thing. And it'll restore our health and weapons and stuff, which is always nice. We'll head out this door here. And then we're just going to go in this little blaster boosty boost thing. Alright, so now we got the speed boost, so we can just zoom through that room, and it's really easy to get past it. We're actually done in Norfair for a little bit here. We're just going to go back to Brinstar for the moment. So yeah, a lot of this backtracking could probably be reduced with some better routing, but this route will just get you all the items you need sort of early on so that you have an easier time with like enemies and bosses and everything. Alright, so this room should look hopefully familiar. We were in here earlier, but we weren't able to get very much. So now that we have a bit more of our abilities, we'll be able to do a lot more with that. So if you shoot up through this little bit of the roof, you'll get to this room, and then you can sort of jump up there. Now that we've got the high jump, we head in here. And to get through these things, the bugs need to sort of like crawl on them. So you'll see the bugs crawl on there. And the bugs sometimes need to crawl on you so that they can move over to those things. So just be aware of that. Alrighty. So similarly, the bugs are going to crawl onto that thing and it'll break away. Then we head through this door. And we get the varia suit. And this is famously a mistranslation of barrier. And essentially, barrier gives you more defense. But it's called the varia suit in this series. And it'll give you higher defense. It'll also let you withstand lava. So for example, this lava here, we won't take damage from, which will be really, really nice because you essentially have to go through this lava to get the energy tank. And we'll make our way back out of this section. Yeah, so the reason we sort of backtracked all the way to Brinstar is just to get that varia suit. It's really important to have that high defense, and there's quite a bit of lava to deal with in Norfair as well. So you want these bugs on you, and then you want to put the bugs onto this little orb here, and they'll break it down. And then you can go in this little statue thing, similar story, the map activates. Alright, after the statue, we'll just head to the right a bit more. Now he's going to drop down this section. We're now looping back towards the section we've already been into. There's a couple more bits and pieces that we grabbed on the way. So you just head back to the left here, and then you're going to go left again. You just pass your way through this room. And head down. There's a little save point there if you need it. So essentially now we're going to head back into Norfair now that we've got all of our upgrades. Like the varia suit was the big thing that we still needed from up here, and that's going to help a whole bunch down there. Alright, down the elevator here. Now we'll make our way in. Alrighty, so we're going to head right through this door here. Go through this room. It's a lot easier to come through this room the other way because of the speed booster situation, but we'll make it through. Alright, with the speed booster, you could break through that floor. We're going to go up first, though. And this room here, we would have needed the varia suit to go into, so that's why we've waited to do this till now. I mean, you could definitely go into this room without the varia suit. You'd just be taking constant damage the whole time, which obviously is far from ideal. Head your way down here. And now we got to sort of build up this speed. So build up the speed to get through the floor. Bam, there you go. And we can pretty much do the same thing here. Build up the speed to get through the floor. There we go. Alright, back through this door. And you can head past this little statue, and now we're in this room. You can do a bomb jump up there, or you can sort of just do like a weird ledge grab. You're probably going to take damage if you try and get through. You'll notice me clearing out this path quite well. That's because we're going to do a cheeky speed booster through this section. There we go. And the speed booster was just to jump through those little blocks there. That was all it was. Alright, past the save room, we're just going to kick on to the left here. Again, all this stuff you would need a varia suit for, so it's good that we've got that. Alright, we've got the map room here, so if you want to see what the whole map looks like, there it is. We've obviously got a lot more to explore a little bit underneath where we are now. We're going to head through this room here. Just drop down through the floor there, and then continue to the right. You can bomb through the floor here and then just go through this door. And there's a little missile there. It's probably a very easy one to miss, actually. Another missile here, which is very good. And you just want to head back out of this room. Alright, once you come out of this room, just head through this door here. You can missile through a lot of this stuff. That'll get you there pretty quickly. And then just head through this door. Those little ones you need bombs to break through, and then we want to missile these enemies. And we get the wave beam. Alright, again, missile these enemies here. Just bomb through those bits. And we can head back up. If you head to the right here, you pass the save room. You can save there if you'd like to, and then just keep heading to the right. Alright, there's that little thing there that you can shoot with the missiles, I think it is. Fairly sure you need the wave beam to do that. That's why I got the wave beam before. There's an energy tank there to grab. And you just want to build up a bit of speed to fall through the floor here. Alright, now we got like a little boss thing here. Basically, you want to let it come down from the roof and then use missiles. You'll notice all the little green bits going away. So that's sort of the goal behind the boss. With these enemies here, you want to freeze the enemy with the ice beam to jump on it. And then that gives you the platform to sort of fire these missiles at the boss from. Alright, that'll fall through the floor there. You can sort of head to the right here and down the elevator. Alright, we go down and get a little cutscene there. And basically by going down the elevator, we've reset this room. So he's going to head down into this little bit here. And we got this little boss thing. So you just keep throwing missiles at its tail, really. That's the way to beat this one. Alrighty. So through there, we've now got super missiles. So I think you can press it's select to select the super missiles. And then once you got those selected, it's still just R and the shoot button to shoot them. So super missiles will be good for opening like particular doors and stuff. Like those green ones will be opened up with super missiles, for example. And super missiles are also really strong if you're fighting against bosses, but we get less super missiles in general just with the quantity of items we can get. You can sort of jump across this gap to get that energy tank there. You can freeze the icy thing if you want to. And shoot out all these enemies. Bomb through that. And keep heading on. I'm going to fall down this little section and get a normal missile tank again. And we get the map for this area. Pretty small area really, it's just Ridley mainly. So we can sort of head up through this little bit here. And I want to gain that in Shine Spark. So if you Shine Spark on a slope, you'll sort of run along the ground in Shine Spark mode. That's really good to know. Shine Spark up through here to get there. And then there's a few really funky jumps you can do to get up onto this section. So you want this missile here. And then you'll want to sort of get up through this section by shooting up through it. And then morph ball jumping up through it. That bit is quite tricky, but just try and follow the same movements I did and you'll get through. Next we're going to build up some speed here and Shine Spark up to get out of this section. Continue on through to the right. Alright, we'll come past the save room if you want it. Let's head upwards. Alrighty, there's a little missile tank in there, so we'll grab that. And we can actually bomb up through this wall here to get to this little hidden area. Super missile will get through that little bit, little bomb will break that, and then we have another super missile tank there. Pretty cool little hidden one. Alright, heading through here, we get a missile tank there. Jump across. And we're just going to head through this room now. Yet another super missile, so we're starting to really stock up on those. Missile tank in that little bit. We get another missile tank there. And then we can sort of jump up to get this missile tank. Alright, there's a little energy tank under there you can get through bombing the floor. And this one needs missiles to get through that door, and we're in Ridley. So Ridley won't really appear yet. What we need to do is go through and get this unknown item first. And little energy tank here will help. That'll also restore our health for the Ridley fight, and if you want you can restore it on the statue too. Then we have Ridley itself. We get an awesome cutscene there, and you just want to keep hitting Ridley basically in the face. You can hit Ridley's projectiles with your normal bullets, like the ice beam stuff. And then just get under Ridley and keep firing missiles and stuff. Alright, good. So that's Ridley defeated, and that's actually these two statues done. So you'll notice they're both lit up now. Alrighty, a little ice beam there freezes the enemy to get up and over. Head back through the save room. And a little speed booster there will get us through that section. Alrighty, if you carry a speed booster into here, just make sure you hit it on the slope. You can get through this bit. Now, this is kind of one of the trickier bits of the game to get all the items in. You want to shine spark up through this section. Then sort of speed boost up through this. Come back up. Alright, then speed boost through the wall here. And you want to shine spark up through that. Now this bit is incredibly tricky to do with our current upgrade stash, but you should be able to get it with enough cheeky wall jumps. Missile tank there. If you can't get that now, you can come back to this room with the space jump towards the end of the game. So if you can't get that missile tank, don't worry. There are abilities that help you get it a lot easier later on. But just because I can get it now, I did get it now. Alright, you want to ice beam that and grab the missile tank here. Fall back down and head to the left. And we'll head back up the elevator. After the elevator, you just want to head to the right here and you get into this room. And you want to go through this little section. Use your speed boosty, fall in there and bomb it. And then head to the left. Alright, so this one here we get the screw attack. So this is a really, really good power up. Basically, if you're jumping and sort of in that twirly jumpy animation, you will break blocks and enemies. So screw attack through all this. There's going to be a lot of blocks throughout the game that you can break with screw attack, so we're going to be able to get into a lot of areas we couldn't get into before. Alright, it's going to head down through this lava here. And a little super missile tank there with the frozen enemy. You want to let the enemy unfreeze and then freeze it again to use it as a platform here. For that reason, with that enemy, you don't want to hit it more than once when you freeze it. Little speed boosty there gets you across and back through this room. Alright, just head back through to the left here. We're going to go up now through the save point and across. Alright, so you head through this room using those little bombs to get through these sections. And then we're sort of back to this familiar space from before. You can store up your weapons and ammo there. And you just want to zoom through this. You'll notice now that we have the screw attack, we can get up pretty easily through that section. There's a lot of blocks that break with the screw attack there. Little missile there. Now, I think unlike other Metroid games, there is a button that you can stop jumping with that sort of spinny animation. I think if you press the jump button again, maybe, it breaks you out of the spinny animation. So just be aware of that. If you're screw attacking more than you're intending to, you can break out of that. It's either the A or the B button. I've just forgotten which one it is now. Alright, this little section here, you just want to build up some speed to get through. Go past save room. And we'll head back up. Once you come out of the elevator, we're just going to head to the left through this familiar room again. What's this, like the 4th or 5th time we've been through this room? Alright, you just want to get your speed boosty and morph ball and go left. And then you want to morph ball continuing on through there. We got that super missile that we saw before but couldn't get. Alright, you want to head up through this elevator shaft. You sort of head to the left here. And you'll notice these two statues here will now open up. So this will bring us to Turian, which was traditionally the last area in Metroid 1, but we still got quite a bit of this game to go still after this. Alright, so you get a lovely cutscene here. Then after that cutscene, we just head in. So this section is incredibly linear. I will just show it quickly so that you'll know how to sort of deal with all the enemies and stuff. With the Metroids, you want to freeze them with the Ice Beam first and then hit them with a missile. That's the best way to beat the Metroids. Pretty much the only way to beat the Metroids. Now, if it's like the other games, I believe, if they catch you, you can duck and lay bombs from the morph ball. That usually helps to get uncaught by the Metroids. And a lot of these doors are white, so you're going to have to kill all the Metroids to get through. Alright, so heading down through this section. Alright, you can break through this floor, and then under this floor there's a whole bunch of Metroids to kill. If you didn't find these Metroids, then it would be really hard to get through, because you need to kill all the enemies in this room to open the door. So this is where those enemies are. You can go through here. Hit a save room. And now we're sort of coming into this main area where we're fighting Mother Brain. So missile these doors here. And then you got Mother Brain, so you want to missile the actual container with Mother Brain here. Once you get closer to Mother Brain, you sort of want to missile the eye. Super missiles are going to be really good for this as well. Alrighty, so he's going to head up here. You've got a little timer for this escape sequence. It's not too tight, although it is kind of scary because those platforms crumble underneath you. If you're having a lot of trouble, you can use like wall jumps and stuff to get up. Alright, so there's this little bit here. We couldn't go down through there yet. But you can speed booster through this bit and get to your ship. If you don't get the speed booster, honestly the best strategy is probably to go back and get the speed booster. Or you can sort of shoot up through the other bits to get across there. So when we do this, we're going to get a little cutscene of getting ambushed by these ships. And then we'll come back as something called Zero Suit Samus. So it's basically Samus but without the hectic armor and stuff. Alright, so pretty much you're just reduced down to this one pistol and your Zero Suit Samus. So we're going to just run to the left here. This whole section of the game here is about getting back all of your abilities that you've lost. So you want to shoot through this a bit down there. And then you're in the Space Pirate Mothership. So we're just going to head through this section. And it's almost like a stealthy section here. So you've sort of got to avoid all the space pirates and stuff as you go through. Alright, if they do catch you, the doors will close, so you just got to be aware of that. You can shoot them to stun them, but you're not really going to be able to deal much damage to them, that's the thing. You just got to run away from them and hide for the doors to open back up again, like what I did there. And if you hit any of these green line sort of things, you're going to trigger the space pirates, so just be aware of that. Alright, it's making your way up through this section. And once it stops seeing you, it'll open up the door there. So pretty much where the end of the game is now, sort of at the top of this space pirate ship is the final boss of the game. We're not going to go there for quite a while because, well, we're going to get all of our equipment back first, and then we're going to go and farm the rest of the items for 100%. There's still quite a few more items to get. We're only really like 60% through the game here. So you can still wall jump as Samus. That's really good as getting up through there. Head through this door here. And try and avoid these space pirates where you can. Kind of reminds me of Metroid Dread a little bit like this. Alright. So we're now in the Chozo Ruins. This is like a slightly separate area, but we're still going to progress through this bit. Basically, if you get into these little nooks here, you can hide from the space pirates, so they're going to be really, really useful for us. Alright, you want to wall jump up here, just avoid those yellow lights because they'll set off the space pirates. Just head through here. So you might have noticed an item up there. We actually can't get that item yet. You'll notice that it's missing. So that sort of space pirate thing there has stolen it. It's actually going to be a little while before we can get that item. That item there is a power bomb. If you've played any other Metroid games, it might sound familiar. It is the same power bomb from those. It'll be like a stronger bomb that we can lay from the morph ball, which is going to be really, really useful. Alright, try not to get hit by these yellow lights, otherwise you'll just trigger the space pirates again. So he's going to head out of that door. And just up through here, duck through that section. Alrighty, we're going to come into this room here, get a lovely cutscene. Alright, so after the cutscene's finished, we come across a boss fight. So there's sort of this other summons there. And essentially, when this thing turns into having like that same thing as the purple symbol there, you just want to shoot it. That's how you beat this boss. Alright, so you hit 4 out of 4 of those things there, and then Samus sort of comes up here. And then we get Samus with the suit back. So now we're sort of leveled up to be normal again. Not only are we normal, but those mystery items now become actual items. So we have the plasma beam, we have this gravity, and we have the space jump. Really, really, really good items to have. So probably the biggest one that's going to make a change is the space jump. So you literally can just do infinite jumps from this point on. So almost like the same physics as a wall jump there. Yeah, you just jump in the air over and over and over. You have to be doing the spinny jump to do that though. So here I'm just keeping on shine sparking onto ledges to keep recharging it. And we got this shine spark charged up. We're going to go all the way to the right here. This is one of the hardest shine sparks in the game. But basically that's how you do it. You just keep charging up the shine spark from before and you do it like that. Then break up this to get the missile tank. And fall back down. Alright, just going to duck through this little section here and grab the super missile. Very useful. And back out here. Alright, we'll just fall down this section here. Alright, just pass your way through the save room. You'll notice now we can just kill these space pirates, which is really great. We don't have to be like stealthy around them anymore. And back out here, we're sort of in the space pirate ship now. Alright, now with these little robot things, you can keep hitting them. Missiles are quite good for them, but basically they'll eventually get out of the way if you keep hitting them. Just go through here, through the left door. You need super missiles to break down that green one. You'll notice also an orange door there. That's going to be what we need power bombs for a little bit later. There is another super missile tank to grab in here while we're just around. Then just jump out of this room. Head down and right. And we're just going to head up through this section here. And through that door. You can head now up through here. Yeah, and this one, you basically just want to keep hitting it with missiles. That's going to be the best way to deal with it. We should have plenty of missiles at this point to waste on hitting that. Alright, we just head through. and left. Now this section is going to be really frustrating because you have to bomb like each individual one. When we get power bombs a little bit later, it's going to be easier because we can just power bomb through the entire stack of bombable blocks. Alright, heading up here and across. Just be careful of those zappy things, they can be pretty rough to deal with. Shine Spark is usually quite good for dealing with them. And this is sort of the front of the ship, so above us is sort of like where the final boss of the game was, but we're going to chase this dude who had the power bombs now. There it is. So if you lay a power bomb, you'll notice those yellow doors open up. Lay another power bomb here, we're going to get up to this bit and get another power bomb upgrade. Try and get over those green little enemy sensors here, and we're just going to head up through this section. Now with power bombs, because the amount is so limited, you don't want to overuse them unless it's a place you actually need power bombs for, so try and use them where I'm using them in general. You could use a power bomb to get through here, but I just don't want to waste them at the moment, so I'm using normal bombs. Alright, continuing on through. Power bomb here opens it with the orange door. And that room should look hopefully a bit familiar. We were in there just before. We'll continue our way down. Alright, you just kind of have to wait for the space pirates to despawn properly so that door will open, but then we make our way through. Alright, so we got a little save room. I'm actually going to save here mainly because I want the missile recharge. Very useful to have that. Especially with power bombs being so low, you really want all the power bombs you can get at the moment. So we're going to power bomb there, and that will open up this super missile tank that was up in the roof. You super missile through this a little bit, and we're back outside. So power bomb that little bit, you get more power bombs, very convenient. Now we just head back. You can head up this little slope here. And go past the save room. Alright, we'll make our way up. You could power bomb those, or you could just like bomb jump up to them and lay the bombs there. Head through here, past the save room, and we're going to fall down. Right, there we go, falling down. And we're going to go past this little section here. You can power bomb in there to break the glass, and that will open up a whole new area to us, which is just below here. Power bomb again to open up that area, and we're going to run through. Pretty much you can space jump / screw attack your way up this section, and we get more power bombs. Fall back down. And we just head to the left out of here. You can space jump up there, and then we'll go into that little left section here. We can then fall down this little bit here. And save. Alright, we got the energy tank there, just by shine sparking up through that little section. And we just want to go and clean out a little bit more of this. So you can shine spark there and charge it by pressing duck. You don't really need the shine spark though, so just don't worry about that. You want to get the missile tank up here though. Alright, so this room's pretty hectic. I usually just power bomb down the bottom there. And then power bomb again here to open everything up. Power bomb's really good for like finding secrets as well, because it just basically opens up the whole thing. Now, I accidentally messed up some routing here and missed a missile earlier back, so I'll show you where that is now, but it's not too much out of the way to go and actually get it now. So basically, power bomb up to this section, we're going to go to the left, fall down into Chozo Ruins, and we're pretty much going to progress through Chozo Ruins again. So just past all these guys, past the save room, past this, you want to jump up, go around, keep going to the right. And then up. You want to bomb through that little bit there. Reason I bomb through is just to get rid of the enemy so the door would open. Alright, if we drop down here, keep running. Yeah, you can see it's quite out of the way to actually go and get this stuff, but we need the missiles, so might as well. Alright, it's up to the top a little bit here. We need a power bomb. And then we pick up more power bombs. Really cool. So I think the reason I didn't get this missile a bit earlier is just because we didn't have power bombs. Just something to be aware of. But now we got that, we can start heading back. Through lava here is a good strategy. Of course, if you have the varia suit, which hopefully you do at this point. Dropping down. Now we're just going to head out of this little section. And to the left here. This is sort of where we were before we took that little detour to get the bombs. So if you fall down here, pretty much you're going to get through this door now. And this will take us to like a new area in the game. It's Kraid. This is that like real watery area we were in before. Got the Chozo ruins here. You just want to jump into this thing's mouth. You can break open that little bit there to get power bombs. And then you can missile down there to get through. That missile bit there only really opens up a shortcut, but we didn't actually need the shortcut there yet, so we're not going to actually go through it. Alrighty. So getting a little missile there. And we're getting a little missile there. Let's jump ahead to this thing's mouth. Alright, so you just want to fall down and go right. And here we want to build up a lot of speed. So that's pretty much what it looks like. You want to shine spark up left from this angle and you should break through a few blocks there. Then you can power bomb and actually make it all the way through the rest of it. Alright, just heading to the right again, we'll break through this little bit. And we'll head down. Alright, once you're down the elevator, just head to the right through the door here. We're just going to clean up a few more items that we need before finishing the game. Alright, so past the little save point. You can sort of shine spark / speed boost through the whole lot there. Speed boost through the floor here. We need to build up more speed here. There we go, speed boost through the floor here. High jump up to that and ledge grab to get up top. Let's go back through here. Alright, we can head into this room now. Just keep progressing further. Alright, so if you bomb there, you'll see a missile open up, so just grab that. And another missile opens up there if you bomb. You can then sort of jump through that little bit of the wall and get another power bomb tank. It's really good. And we're just going to head through this door here. You can sort of screw attack through those blocks there to get through them really quickly. It's kind of cool. But we can see this room wants speed to get through those blocks, so that's what we'll do. And we just head back through here, head up. I might remember there was that really tricky item that we could have got before, which I did get before in this footage, so make sure you go back down and get that if you didn't get it before. It's that one that I said you could save the space jump for. It's basically want to head up the elevator now. Alright, now that we come up the elevator, we'll come back through this room again, which we've been through, what, like 7 times now? Alrighty, head up through this section. And we just drop down through this little bit. You can restore your stuff here if you really want to. And we'll just drop down into this little bit. So actually going back into Kraid's lair now. Just cleaning up a couple more items here. Alright, so he's bombed through this bit, jump across, and we want to go into the lava. You can then shine spark through this section here to get this missile tank. And we just head back through this door, and then up and out. Alright, so just head up through this bit, past this statue. Again, you can restore your health and missiles there if you'd like to. Your missile and energy tank and everything count should be looking pretty similar to mine at the moment. Hopefully they do, same as energy tanks. If you're going to get 100%, that's what they need to look like. So we go through this. Now this is that room with the 2 statues, and we're actually going to go back into Torian. So this is sort of where we fought Mother Brain before, and traditionally where like a Metroid 1 would end. This is fairly linear, so I'll just skip this little bit going to Mother Brain. Alright, eventually you'll come down towards this Mother Brain room here. Go through the save room. You can save if you want to. Alright, so we shine spark through this little bit where Mother Brain was, and then we can get the missiles there. We can then go down, like shooting the missile down through the ground there, and get the power bombs. Let's head up and left now. This corridor was like blown up when we did the escape. It's kind of cool to see it again like this. Just head up through this little section here. And you can powerbomb through that little bit and go down, but it doesn't really have much down there, so I'm not going to bother here. Just speed booster through this, shine spark up. And we're basically going to head back to that space pirate mothership PE thing. Alright, so we're basically just trying to go up in this ship. So the final boss is sort of at the very top of the ship here. Alright, so it's up sort of towards this section here. You can bomb through that little bit. Let's head through this room. And power bomb through this section. And bomb or power bomb there. And then going to head into this lovely room here. You can shine spark and sort of go through the floor there. You build up enough speed, you can develop a shine spark and then do it across there. Gets us an energy tank here, which is very nice. Alright, then we can sort of make it through this section. And then we got this boss here. So this is sort of like a cool little Mecha Ridley boss thingo. You basically just want to keep shooting missiles at that glowing thing in the center of its chest, and if you can do that, you'll eventually beat the boss. Little quick note before you fight this boss, make sure your missile counts and everything match mine, otherwise you might not get 100% on the game. Alright, so it starts the countdown timer here. And we're going to make our way out of the ship. So this escape is not entirely clear on where you need to go. So just kind of follow the same pathing that I'm doing. Maybe watch the whole escape before you try it for yourself. But pretty much go to the right once you get down into this bit. Pull down this little chute. Now this bit you can powerbomb to get through if you want to. Probably a good idea since we're just about at the end of the game. Let's jump up past this guy. Pull down. Let's head through the right door now. And through this little bit down and into our ship. So you got to kill these two things before the door will open to the ship. But there we go. And jump into the ship, and there we go. The ship jump is really hard, but it is what you're meant to do. So just know that that's how you get out of this section here. Alright, that's pretty much everything that you need to know for this game. If you followed along, you should get 100%. And you'll know whether you got 100% because it actually says it at the end of the game. It gives you your completion time and your percentage ranking. It'll also give you a slightly different ending depending on sort of what time you beat the game in. So that's going to be all for this video. Again, if you found it useful, a subscription is always appreciated. It helps out a whole bunch. And thanks so much for watching.